The knife that Karmelo had. All we care about is what we're getting ready to whip open right there. I also want to know, like, how quickly you can whip this open. Oh, my God. And you can, hey, I can almost.
Another lie that they said, he brought the knife to school. He didn't have a knife. He had a Boy Scouts aid tool. But what's on that tool? They have 12 different components.
All right, let me bring, I think his name is Greg. I hope it is. I hope I can just make that brother's name up. Anyway, he runs the After Prison Podcast. Great content creator. He has spent time in the Gray Bar Hotel himself, and he likes to talk about stuff related to prison and people getting convicted and people going to jail. And so he actually ordered what's believed to be the knife that Carmelo Anthony had. All right. So let's bring this in. And I don't know if y'all have seen this, man. So this is the weapon that Carmelo Anthony allegedly.
The knife that Karmelo had. So there's your little seatbelt cutter right there at the bottom. Little bottle opener action somewhere. There's a flashlight, I guess, right there. But nobody cares about the flashlight. Nobody cares about the weight of this thing. All we care about is what we're getting ready to whip open right there. I also want to know, like, how quickly you can whip this open. Oh, my God. And you can, hey, I can almost, holy moly. That is the biggest 3 inches I've ever seen in my life. So,
all right. So that's the knife. And if you saw the picture on X this past week, that's what they're assuming. That's what the knife looked like. That is a pretty gnarly little piece. That's 3 inches. That is pretty intense. All right. Just want y'all to see that. Let's go.
serrated blade. Oh, my God. And that thing is sharp. And did you see how quickly it whipped out? Let's run that one more time, Steve. Yeah, that'll do the trick. All right. That is a Boy Scouts aid tool, as Charleston White liked to refer to it as. It's ugly. It's mean. It's uninviting. And that shit looks like it will do ungodly damage.
Another lie that they said, he brought the knife to school. He didn't have a knife. He had a Boy Scouts aid tool. But what's on that tool? They have 12 different components. You lift this one up, it may be a bottle opener. You lift this one up, it may be a screwdriver. And they're about this small. They're smaller than 3 inches. It was so small, you don't even see it when they take the picture next to the body because it laid next to the body right by the backpack.
To talk about the knife was so small, you couldn't even see it sitting next to the body. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sure. And I just can't get over this. I can't get over that. You know, why would a knife have the ability to just whip, to go like that? Why would a knife have that? That is for immediate response. It's a hunting knife. Somebody had said this is actually used to gut a deer with. Well, something else got gutted with this as well, too, unfortunately. A young man got gutted with this. To say that this is 3 inches long and it was so small you couldn't even see it sitting next to the body. This thing is as big as my hand. When we looked at the picture on the website of this, I thought that it was I got a relatively decent sized hand. This thing takes up my entire hand. The knife that Karmelo had.
All right.
So there's your little seatbelt cutter.
Hey, I'm going to make sure I drop the link in there. Y'all go check out this brother, the After Prison Podcast show. Let me drop the link into the chat. But yeah, that's the what we believe to be the brand and style of knife that Carmelo Anthony used. What are y'all thinking about that? What do you think? What do you think? Wait. Okay, get it. Let me know. I was thinking about picking up one myself, but I'm like, I don't carry a knife, but I was thinking about picking up one. just so I can see, what all the fuss is about. I mean, it looks like it's got some pretty serious weight to it. It looks like I'm sure for what it's used for, what you need it for is probably a decent weapon or a decent tool. I'm gonna call it a tool. Sorry. I have a window breaker. I guess it has a seatbelt cutter on it too. I have a window breaker, but that's reasonable. I can rock with that. What's going on, brother? How are you? All right. We got to finish this up. There's another segment of Umar talking about why the 35 years is not substantial, is not good, or why it was unfair. I don't understand. I need to understand how he's coming to these conclusions. So I need y'all to walk with me to help me out. All right, so let's pull this in. I need y'all to help me out, y'all. Please help me. Please help me out here. What we got here? Jasmine Crockett said the knife was too small to be a deadly weapon. Well, it's clearly, the size of it doesn't matter clearly because it killed somebody. So whether or not it was a Bowie knife like Crocodile Dundee or a nail file, it killed somebody. So that's beside the point. That's that lyrical gymnastics where they're trying their best to come up with some way to make this make sense. It was a cleat cleaner. It was less than 2 inches. You could legally carry it. None of those things are the point. Like, you killed somebody. It don't matter if you killed them with a pool ball. You killed somebody. Like, why are we missing that little nuance? Why are we skipping over the biggest part of the equation? Somebody's not here breathing air because of something that you did. With a nail file or a pool ball is irrelevant. You are the reason why this person's not here. And you got to go to the Gray Bar Hotel. That's it. Time out in the Gray Bar Hotel. I don't know why it really isn't that complex. But see, we're trying to make it more complex than it needs to be. And therein is the rub. Like, we don't have to make it hard. If you delete somebody, you go to jail. Now, we might argue about and wrangle about whether 35 years is right or whether it should have been 99. But I don't think we can argue, and we definitely don't need to say that he wasn't going to go home that night, Tuesday night. We knew that. Anybody who thought otherwise was a fool, a whole bona fide fool. There was no reason to believe that. He was going to go to jail. And you know how I know he was going to go to jail? You know how I know he was going to go to jail? Because I played the song. Girl, you're going to jail. Said you're going to jail tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.